Hi, this is Comicbook Crossfire's Robb's Got Issues, and it's a very special episode because it's the first one almost all summer, at least the first video that we've done since the Man of Steel. Having said that, we're still trying to figure out how to do things on Google Hangouts. May have to go a whole different route. But with that said, let me do a Robb's Got Issues, showing what I got in the mail this week. We'll start off with Superman number 23. I think this is the official beginning of the Psy War. Hector Hammond has never been a favorite character of mine, and the book hasn't been the greatest, but we have a new writer, Mike Johnson, on this, so maybe it'll pick up. If at least the past few months, if I weren't a hardcore Superman fan, I probably would have dropped this book, but I'm hopeful where it's going with Greg Pak taking... No, I'm sorry, Greg Pak's not taking that over. I apologize. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's tough being a Superman fan right now. Thor, God of Thunder. Tracy told me she shed a tear after reading this book, so I'm very interested in seeing what occurs in this. The build-up so far has been incredible. The ending of the God Bomb story was great. This book has been the best Thor story I've ever read, flat out. This is a great story. It's unlike any other Thor story I've read before. If you are not reading Thor and have been a Thor fan, I highly recommend picking up Thor, God of Thunder, and reading it from the beginning to the end. The art and story are phenomenal. Uncanny Avengers. More time-crazed weirdness and characters coming back from the dead, sort of, and this book's been a lot of fun. Remender can really write, and especially with what's going on in Captain America, the feeling of what's kind of echoing with his characters into this, I'm excited to continue to read Uncanny Avengers. Justice League Dark, Part 5, and I have Part 6 here as well. The Justice League Trinity War story has been a lot more interesting than I was expecting it to be. There's some very cool things going on, and I kind of can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. More so because I know that it's going to lead into the Forever Evil story that will then carry over to all of the all the DC books. This is what turns into Forever Evil, so I'm very excited. I highly recommend what's going on in the Justice League books right now, all three of them, until it turns into Justice League Canada. What's up with that? Superman Unchained number 3. I loved issue 1. Issue 2 was much better. I don't know what's going to happen with issue 3 here. I'm a fan of Jim Lee's art. This character that has been around forever, that we're kind of learning backstory on. I'm very curious to who he is and where he's from. Maybe he's a brand new character. I have a feeling that's probably going to be the case. Superman Unchained is one of the few Superman books out right now that I still enjoy, since having lost Action Comics. The Superman title's never really been good since the 52. But then we always have this book, which, if you're still a fan of old Superman stories, Adventures of Superman is still kind of dabbling in other continuities and doing whatever the hell it wants, just calling it Superman. It's the first 3 issues were very enjoyable to me. Tracy says this one's got a really great moment in it too. I'm looking forward to reading it. Green Lantern New Guardians. I almost dropped this book. In fact, I think you could say I dropped it for 2 months and ended up going back and rereading those issues. This book just clings to life with me, and even though it's a whole new team, it still seems to have whatever it is about Kyle Rayner and company that keeps me liking this book. I kind of get like super high and then super low on it, but it never pushes me far enough away that I don't want to check it out. Even since Jeff Johns and Tomasi have left the book, I still find that I want to know what's going on with the Green Lantern universe. Batman and Nightwing, post Robin's death. Tracy assures me there's a very good moment in this book as well. I love Gleason's art, and you can't help but love this cover, especially with the Robin leg standing in the foreground. This book's never let me down, not once. I'm very curious to see what happens. More Infinity. This is the Avengers Infinity issue number 8. Well, it's issue 18, and I also have New Avengers. Very similar covers. I'm sure that the style was meant to be echoing each other. Hickman is definitely weaving something big here, and does this tie into another crossover later? I'm sure it does, but Avengers have not let me down at all since the Marvel Now reboot, if you want to call it a reboot. It really wasn't. I enjoy them. Uncanny X-Men. The Uncanny X-Men has been, I think, since Bachelot quit writing, quit drawing, I'm not as inclined to like this book as much. Not saying that Fraser Irving isn't an incredible artist. I just kind of find that my hook isn't as deep as when Bachelot was drawing. Still very good story. Bendis, between his two X-Men titles, is hitting a home run, and I've said this before. On paper, bringing back the original X-Men just seems stupid, but man, the story's been great. I can't complain one bit about it. I love what's going on. It's shaking up the whole world, and then that's going to the Battle of the Atom, or whatever that crossover is going to be called. Just a few left. Batman Beyond Universe. This is the only book out of this deck that I have read yet. I like what they did with Nightwing, and I really like this story with Superman in this. There is a Superman years after Lois's passing, and what does he do to move on, because he ages different. Superman he looks like he's in his 60s at this point. Well, I say he looks like he's in his late 40s, but his body is probably in his 70s, 80s. I really like the story of what happens when Superman, well, don't let me spoil it for you, because there's a cool twist at the end. But I do like how he deals with things without Lois. If you are a fan of the Batman Beyond universe, I jump on that book. It's well written. Higgins is doing very well. We have X-Men with the coolest cover, if you know Tracy. You can't help but love what's going on. And now that I think about it, it kind of makes me worried, knowing what happened in previous issues, that we see a sad Jubilee on the cover hugging Wolverine. Makes me sad to know that there's a possibility of what could happen inside that book. Aquaman, still a solid book. Not quite as good since Ivan Rice left, but it's still a very good story. I need to know what's going on, and they're introducing characters into the book that keep Aquaman, I think, one of the top selling for DC. Wonder Woman, Tracy said was great. It has been a very good series so far. It has had some low points for me, mainly because, and I agree with this statement, others have pointed out that sometimes Wonder Woman isn't the focus of the book, that there's these side characters that are incredible side characters that seem to be more of the focus. I'm okay with that as long as they keep Wonder Woman a solid part of the book. And in recent issues, she really has been. I just need to know what happens, because the next few issues that I see may throw curveballs. Now, the last two I've got here, of course, Avengers Arena. Starting to understand a little more of what's going on. Are our characters really dead? All that death that we've seen. And here on the cover we have X-23 still alive. What's going on with this book? I think the most underrated good book out of the Marvel Now series. So, and the last book that I have, Superman Batman. God, that's a cool ass cover. Just creepy Jay Lee art, drawing Superman and Batman in the creepiest way, with, I think, a really cool rendition of Darkseid that I would love to see more often. Okay, having said all that, I will sign off for now. I'm going to try and keep on top of doing videos and some more posts. I apologize that we've been crazy busy and haven't figured out how to do Google Hangouts. I know Tracy and I have had some debates, but really we've both been kind of busy. So anyway, maybe we can get the rest of the gang back in it, and we'll do a Comicbook Crossfire very soon. Okay, thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.